Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Jumpin in the Pot. I am Marcia, your host, and today is Sunday, and you know what that means Sunday sides. And today we're going to make a classic baked macaroni and cheese casserole. It's a favorite of mine, and I guess a lot of other people. A lot of people make that with their Sunday dinner, the mac and cheese, as a side. Now, I have here a pot of water already boiling for the macaroni. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of salt to the pot because you must flavor your macaroni, or your dish will not have no flavor. Okay, we're letting the water boil. And the next thing we're going to do is make a roux for the macaroni. That's how I make mine. This is the saucepan here for the roux. Let's turn this on. There. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter to the pan. We're going to let it melt. Now we're letting the butter melt, and it's melting very well. It's melted. Okay. Now this is the macaroni. I'm using elbow macaroni, a cup of macaroni, elbow macaroni. So I'm putting it into the water. Come on out here. Let's get it all out. Okay. The next step is we got to put 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour into the macaroni. Into the saucepan here to make the roux. This is the flour. You sprinkle 2 tablespoons of flour. Into the macaroni. Oh, sorry again. Into the roux. We keep constantly stirring it. We got to we're cooking the flour taste out of it. We must stir the macaroni so it doesn't stick together. See? You gotta constantly stir the roux. Okay. Now, the next step is we're going to add a can of evaporated milk to the roux. Now, what else we're going to add is a teaspoon of onion powder to the roux also. You continually stir it. And then you add 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of dried mustard, then you add some black pepper. It's supposed to be 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. You stir it. See? I do not add any salt in my roux because the cheese has enough salt in it. I'm going to grate a cup of cheddar cheese, and I'm going to use 8 ounces of Velveeta cheese. Now this is the Velveeta cheese, the block. Keep stirring it. We're going to cut it up into cubes. Okay. You see, it's thickening up as we whisk it together. We add the Velveeta cheese to the sauce. Why I'm using Velveeta cheese, it gives it a nice creamy consistency. Now, we let that melt together. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the macaroni because we want it to get to al dente, because it cooks. We only want it cooked, or not all the way, because it'll be too mushy. Now I'm going to drain it off into a colander in the sink. See? I drained it in the sink in a colander. Now we're going to stir up the Velveeta cheese in the sauce and let it melt. Let the cheese melt. Let it simmer and melt. Now the next step for us is we're going to grate the cheddar cheese. This is the cheddar, and I'm going to grate it. I want about a cup full grated up. You see? I will continue to grate it. Then I will put it in the saucepan here with the Velveeta cheese. Let's see. That's about almost a half a cup, but we want a cup. See? That's about a cup. We put it in the saucepan. And we mix that up. Let it all melt up together. We let it slowly simmer till it all melts up and comes to a nice creamy sauce. Now I'm going to preheat the oven at 350 degrees. Well, the oven has heated up to 350 degrees now. And the next step is, this is what I'm going to do. I like to sprinkle some dried parsley flakes into my sauce. It's just something I do. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. I'm just showing you the way I make it. Now, this is the drained macaroni, and we're going to mix it in with the sauce and let it all get coated. Mix the macaroni together with the sauce. You see? All nice and creamy. Now the next step is I'm going to bake it in my Dutch oven. I already buttered the dish. And now I'm going to pour the mac and cheese into the dish. Now, if you want to make a large amount, you just have to double everything I made. Instead of a cup and a half, you use 2 cups and a half. Now, let me bring you a little closer. I'm going to sprinkle the shredded cheddar cheese on top. Then I'm going to put it in the oven and let it bake for 30 minutes. Do not cover it because it'll steam the macaroni and it'll get all soft and gooey. Now that I've taken it out the oven and it was baking for about 30 minutes, we are going to see how it came out. See? Doesn't it look nice? Now the next step is we must try it. See? Let's bring you a little closer. See the baked macaroni and cheese. Let's cut into it. See, it's very creamy. You don't need 3 or 4 cheeses to make it nice and creamy. Just use my secret ingredients, the Velveeta cheese. Now let's try it. I'm just trying a little bit because it's too early to eat a lot Sunday dinner. Hasn't been cooked yet. Mmm, hot, very hot, but it's very tasty. Got the right consistency of cheese and everything in it. You must try this Sunday side because you will like it. So if you like what you saw today, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I'll see you next Sunday with another delicious Sunday side. Bye.